Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the channel. It's not dark, and I'm in the car. I had an appointment this morning, so I am just leaving my appointment and I'm headed to work. But I wanted to pop on and say good morning. I know y'all probably didn't really like the last video. I was on the fence on whether or not I would post it because it was dark, but I like to show you real life on my channel, and I go to work in the 5 o'clock hour, and it is pitch black dark when I go to work. And so those are some of the things that I think about when I'm in the car. I'm always thinking about the garden. How can I make the garden better? And I have a project I'm going to work on as soon as I can get the supplies in. I went to Lowe's a couple of days ago and I bought a part of what I need, but I don't think it's going to work for me because hang on, y'all. There we go. I'm in traffic. Always got to be safe. I don't think it's going to work because I think the wire is too thick. I'll show you all when I get in the garden later today, but I have a project, and in all honesty, I can't remember what it's called, but I'll put some information in the description box below. I've never used this before, but my sister is actually using this right now in her garden, and she's the one that gave me the idea. Excuse me, y'all. My nose is itching. She gave me the idea to do it in my garden as well for several of my containers that aren't necessarily struggling, but they don't look as lush as I would like for them to look. So what I'm doing today is I'm going to be putting copper in the garden. And if you'd like to see what I'm getting up to, stay tuned. It has been many days later, but I did make it to the garden. And I mentioned to you all that I bought some copper. And so I am going to take this bamboo stake and I'm going to weave, to the best of my ability, some copper around it. I'm going to try to make, I think it might work just fine. I'm going to try to make 2 of these. I ordered some copper from the Amazing Store. Again, I did mention in my last video that the Amazing Store has not been amazing to me since I have canceled my membership. And they have since neglected to deliver my packages in an expedient manner, even though what I ordered allowed for free shipping. But they have changed my ship date 3 times, and it's been several weeks since I ordered these items. So what I did was I just cut this into 2 pieces, and I want to say I got 5 yards of this from Lowe's. This is copper. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down this bamboo pole, if I can find my clippers, in my little pouch down here. And this is a really long bamboo pole. It has been split on the end, so I'm gonna try and cut that piece off because that's no good to me. Let's see. I may have to go get some bigger shears. Yee. I think I'm gonna have to get my bigger shears because these are not allowing me to do it by hand. Oh, can't do it. Ugh. Okay, so let me not break my hand. Let me go get my bigger shears, and I will be right back. Okay, so I got some bigger shears that my spouse picked up from somewhere. Don't know. Probably Aldi. I have no idea. But maybe not. Don't know. They have a telescoping arm, which I like because it allows me to lop from higher up. So I'm just going to use these and cut this bamboo pole. This gives me more brute strength to be able to do it. So I'm just going to sit here and cut this pole. I'm going to show y'all in just a second what I'm doing. so that you're not just sitting here looking at the side of my head. I hope you all can see what I'm doing. I just placed this on top of this pot, and I'm just going to press down and give it a squeeze. I normally can do it standing up. I'm probably going to have to stand up. Sitting down is not allowing me the leverage I need. So let me stand up and squeeze it. There we are. All right. So these pieces were broken, and I don't need these for anything that I can think of. But I'm going to lay them over here because I might find something, some form of use for it later on. And this is my little pouch, y'all, that I picked up and that I made. The images on them. I keep, y'all don't want to see that. I put that back in there. That's my little daisy that I take care of things with. Got my knife over here. Keep my gloves and my regular clippers in the inside. But this is just a little pouch that I put around my waist, y'all. That I keep my little handy dandy tools in. And so, now that we've done that, I think I'm going to cut this again. Yeah, I'm going to cut this in half one more time. And that way I can make 2 of these out of here. So I'm going to put that tool on the ground, shift my seat, and get up one more time. I keep hitting this loofah. It keeps hitting me in the head. So I'm going to cut that roughly in half, roughly, give or take, and try not to cut this and that. I was using that for something else. So that's roughly half. I don't think this is going to be a good pole, but we'll see. All right. So let me sit down. Let me grab everything. Oh, all right, y'all. So what I'm doing is I'm going to put some electromagnet. I can't think of what it's called. I'm going to put some information in the description box below. As I had mentioned, let's put this back inside this pot. This goes here. This is the drip irrigation that goes inside there. And so what you do is you take a copper wire, you take a bamboo pole, and I don't know if you all can see. Let's move you all just a tiny bit. There we go. And you bend the end of it like a little hook. That's how my sister is doing this. So I am basically mimicking my sister's. There we go, like a little hook. And then you put it in the bottom of your bamboo, and then you weave the rest of it around your bamboo, like so. Weave, 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 just like that, just like that. And then you leave the top of it sticking up, just like that. And then you stick this in your pot, and it is supposed to draw down energy, electromagnet energy, and to allow your plants to grow larger and stronger. That's the theory of it. Again, I will put some information in the description box below. I have ordered some thinner copper wire, a little bit easier to maneuver, from the Amazing store. What did I do with my little, here it is, my little clipper. And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to put something like this in each and every one of my pots. I do not have a lot of bamboo anymore. My bamboo has deteriorated, and I don't have a source. I've been actually going around as I'm driving, looking around to see if there's any bamboo growing wild that I could harvest. I have found some, but it is very small, and the bamboo poles are very thin. They're not even as thick as this. And so I don't feel as if it's going to be beneficial for me to try to harvest any of that. So I haven't bothered. So what I might end up doing is just figuring out another form of something. And then again, you just begin to weave it around your bamboo. And again, please look this up for yourself to see if this is something that is beneficial for you in your garden. I am trying to make sure that my garden is getting everything it needs in order to grow and prosper for me. I do have growth in the garden. However, some things I feel could be growing better. I've changed my fertilizers. I'm not buying a lot of stuff. I'm doing my best to make fertilizer as well. You all have seen all that. I will add a couple of videos so you all can see the type of fertilizers that I make, and maybe that's something that you'd like to do for yourself. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this, I'm going to gather my tools so that I don't lose anything. I've already lost one of my microphones this morning, and so I don't want to lose anything else. I'm going to put my tools away. I'm going to take these and put these in some containers that I think could use a little extra love. So let's go do that. We're going to be going over to the orchard area. So let's go. I'm in the orchard area and I have moved some things around. I've moved my mother Chicago Hardy fig from the end. I put a new pot in the end. I need to add more soil over there and get that ready for fall planting. But I've moved my mother over here because it is going to be a little more shaded by the shed. And so I'm going to place, it has lost a lot of its leaves due to the heat, watering and whatnot, but it's still very much alive. Don't know if y'all can tell, it has green tips where it is still putting on growth. It will put on growth for the fall. This plant does defoliate. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to place one of these rods in the soil right here. Just push it down and leave it just like that. Now what I might do is I might move that to the back. I think that's what I'm going to do. That way, if I slip or fall, I'm not gouging my eyes out by falling onto that pole. I'm going to put it, let me move this one. I'm going to put it right here. And I'm hitting some roots, looks like. So we don't want to do that. Let's move it over a bit and see if we can get it in the pot over here. Oh, it is not allowing me to get it in the pot. So I think I'm hitting some roots. I don't want to damage the tree. So let's move it to maybe right here. Okay, so we got lots of roots on this side. Trying not to damage anything. Yeah, we got lots and lots of roots over here. Oh, there we go. There we go. So that way, what I like to do is when I put any type of protruding anything in the garden, I make sure that it has a covering, like you all have you seen, I put the water bottles on top. That way, if you fall, you're not poking your eye out. If you fall on something, you want to protect your face. So be careful when you're putting pointy things in the garden. I always put a water bottle or I put it away from me so that if I do fall, I'm not going to fall and impale myself or knock an eye out. I already have visual issues. One of my eyes doesn't see very well. And so I do my best to not do those types of things by adding dangers to myself. So let's walk down further in the orchard area and let's put that other stick. Now this is my Granny Smith apple. I'm going to place this in the Granny Smith apple because the Granny Smith apple pot was getting too much water. I figured out what it was. It was getting too much water, and so it was killing off the tree. And that was my fault. As I was trying to fix the irrigation system, this one was getting a bit too much water, but it's still alive. It's actually putting on growth above the graft line. So that right there is, I'm going to let that grow and I'm going to let it go off onto the wire back there. Anything below the graft line is not going to be what you're trying to grow. And so I'm going to place this stick right here in the side over here. And that goes down just like that, right next to that bean. And hopefully that is going to give this plant what it needs, this tree, in order to grow up nice and tall. I'm again going to be making more of them. I'm going to try to put them around my garden in every pot that I possibly can. I'm waiting for more materials from the Amazing Store. I bought a spool of copper wire. This is 98 cents from Lowe's. I may go get 5 more yards or more from Lowe's and put the thicker wire also in the garden. It depends on what I come across today. If I run past Lowe's, I may stop and get 5 more yards. At least I can put 2 more in the garden in my trees. I'm thinking the thicker copper wire might be beneficial for the trees. That's just a guess. It's not scientific. I don't know, but I'm going to do my best to be able to put that around all of the garden. So let's go sit and chat. I am sweating something fierce, y'all. So if I don't see you all in a little while, I will see you in the next video. Hit that thumbs up, share the video, leave me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.